cup of tea and a hobnob. What a lovely thing. What a lovely thing. I've discovered my mic. Well, what is your beverage of choice when you watch one of my videos or any video? And if you do have a hot drink, what biscuit of choice do you have as well? Hobnob is the way to go. Although it isn't. Don't get hobnobs, get Otis. They're cheaper and better. They're much better. They taste better and they're cheaper. Cheap is good. And I'm not saying Sam Walker's cheap, but he likes tea, apparently. I think. He likes coffee, at least, and that might have been what he was making in his announcement of a 2-year deal video. What are your thoughts on him signing for 2 years? I'm really undecided. I think that's the way I should be. I can see the side of I like him and I want to keep him and I'm very happy that he's staying, but then I can also see the side of, well, is he actually good enough for League One? And I'm conflicted on both. So I think the best way to go is, I like Sam Walker. He's a great guy, great character. He knows the club and he knows the dressing room, and we know what we're going to get from him. He is pretty reliable. I think for the amount of mistakes that he has made, and he has made quite a few, maybe a handful. I don't know what the ratio of that is, but if you're making 5 to 10 errors or mistakes, perhaps leading to goal in a season, a promotion winning season as well, I'm not sure if that is a particularly good thing. But in terms of League 2 goalkeepers, he was probably in the top 10, maybe top 5, wanting the top 3 for me. And I just think he was really steady in League 2. So if we're still in League 2, absolutely keep him. But we're not. We're in League 1. And that's where I am conflicted, because I don't know if he's a good enough League 1 goalkeeper. Like I say, if he's making around 5 to 10 hours leading to a goal in League 2, the league below, in a promotion winning season, then what's he going to do at the level above? And it is a jump. It's not a huge jump, but it is a jump. And jumping somewhere he hadn't done as much recently. When he first came into a club, he used his presence and he was claiming crosses. He was really confident doing that. That's something that's got in his game a bit. But going in game isn't something you can say about a 33-year-old goalkeeper who would be 35 at the end of his contract. Or he might be 34, turning 36. He's getting on a bit, Sam Walker, but it don't matter as a goalkeeper. You can play till you're 40 and you can still be at a good level as a goalkeeper. Not only Ronaldo can play at a good level at 40, Sam Walker can. But no, I'd have no problem about his age. So that's where the 2-year thing comes into it. But in 2 years' time, where do we see ourselves as a football club? Well, hopefully still mid-table in League 1. I'd be more than happy with that. So, and I think he can probably be at that level, but like I say, there's mistakes that do concern me, and I'm not just saying that he's made mistakes. It were the first one I can really remember, apart from his debut, but I think that was more the criticism that he had coming into the club as it was probably Bauer away, where he made that poor mistake for the free kick, but that was the first mistake then, so that was fine. But then going into the start of this last season, he did make quite a few. There were Carlisle at home with a slippy ball. There were Grimsby away. I think he made 2 mistakes in that game. And at that point in time, he wasn't making a lot of penalty saves, so there were questions asked about that. His distribution, I think, is good. It's not, he ain't going to be playing out from the back, but I don't want my goalkeeper to be taking 10 touches a game and to be playing it out to his centre-backs and to be taking more risks in your own penalty box than the opposition penalty box. So I like his distribution because he gets a good kick on it. He puts it in a good area. His diagonals towards the wing backs, I think, are pretty spot on, and his game management and reading of when to speed it up and when to slow it down. And he's normally pretty quick at bowling the ball out. I do like his distribution and his game management, so I think that's something that's valuable with Sam Walker and his experience that he brings and his character around the dressing room and around the ground of the fan base. When you're, well, particularly for me at an away game, I can always see Sam Walker connecting with the fans and the fans connecting with him, whether it's a chant or whether it is just shouting at each other. And Sam Walker always acknowledges the fans when it ain't going right, well. And not many players or people can do that, but he does. So that's something that's quite important that you won't really think about either when you look at a person like Sam Walker. So we know what we're going to get from him with that department. We know he's going to make a few mistakes, but he's pretty reliable. We know he's a big frame and he will come for crosses. Predominantly that is his game. And I think his distribution is pretty on point, and he knows our style of play and system and what's demanded of Sam Walker. So altogether, I'm pretty pleased. I'm pretty pleased with the signing, or re-signing of Sam Walker, because you can do a lot worse. I think that is always the worry, when you've got someone who's pretty steady and reliable on the course of a full season. You do worry that if you do replace him, who's going to come in replacing him, and if he's a worse option in the long run, you could have got someone who's pretty average. So that is the concern. So we know what we're going to get, but you also do think we could have got someone better, and that could have been a kick-on moment. But like I say, he can do a job in League One. The save against Fleetwood, the penalty save against Walsall, penalty save against Colchester, big moments towards the run in particular. The second half of the season, he was changed man with Sam Walker. He was much like the Sam Walker of his best, and he definitely contributed to a lot of our points. Now, the clean sheets is a collective. If you all get a clean sheet, it means the striker's pressing well, it means the midfielder holding it down, the defence are battling away, not letting anything pass him, and the goalkeeper, when he's tested, he is a brick wall. You can't get past him. So it is a team collective. You've got to be working as a team out of possession. And in that first half of the season, we were a bit disjointed, but Sam Walker was also making a couple of minor mistakes. And that's why I think we had 4 clean sheets at Christmas. After the new year, we had a bit of a spell where we got a few clean sheets around January to February time, and Sam Walker made a lot of big saves and stood still and firm in a lot of big moments. And if he didn't, because we won by 1 goal and he was called upon, if he didn't during that period and he fumbled, we wouldn't have got promotion, because he played his part in that moment. So he played a big part in our promotion. He made a lot of big saves, and that's where I do contradict myself, because if you are judging a goalkeeper, you don't look at his best moments, you don't look at his big moments and his best saves, and the fact that he has contributed just as much as anyone else. So thinking about that and talking myself around, I think it's deserved, and he deserves this 2 years with us. He deserves to play for us in League One, and he can make a contribution because he's proven that he can in a Bradford City shirt. So yes, I'm pretty happy with it. I think if you were to judge it, I would probably give it a 6. Say he's a new signing coming in now, like Curtis Tilt, you do give it a 6. I think you'd say it's fairly average. We could have done better, but we could have done worse, like I say. But the positive with Sam Walker is we know his character, and I trust Alexander to get it right. Even with the decision of Rich's mode, which I couldn't do a video for because you wouldn't have been able to understand me, because I was that one down flu at the time. So I fully trust him, and I'm fully behind every decision he makes. So I'm not so fully driven towards that with Sam Walker, because if you're in the power of the decision, you probably do renew him. I think the general consensus was you renew Sam Walker. And let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, before and after the season, what you would have thought on Sam Walker renewing. But I think the general consensus would you renew him, and I think I probably would agree with that. I wouldn't have cared if we didn't, and I think that's the difference with maybe Smallwood. There's a care there of why haven't we done that. But like I say, I trust everyone involved that they do make the right decisions, because they did it last summer, and it was just one summer out of 8 years of failure, but those people came together as a collective and made the right decision for Bradford City throughout those signings, because they all showed they had the right character, and I think that's exactly what we're going down again this summer, and keeping someone like Sam Walker is integral. So it's alright me saying I think we could have signed better than Sam Walker, but maybe we couldn't. Maybe Sam Walker will do for us now for these next 2 seasons, hopefully in League One. He'll be great in keeping us in League One for these 2 seasons and establishing ourselves and getting us around the mid-table, hopefully back to back, but hopefully we're still a mid-table League One club by the end of his contract's up. And he's been an unbelievable servant for our club at that time then. And I think that is what we need to realise, that that's where we are. and that's where we all wanted to be, and I can't wait for next season, because I hope that that's the Bradford that we are, and then we can maybe try and redevelop the team. But I think Sam Walker can more than do a job, and that's what I'm trying to get at. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on this video being discussed. Like the video if you did go on to do so, and subscribe if you're new, if you want to. If you don't want to, don't do it. And let me know your comments. That is the most important thing in the comments down below. Thanks again for 1,000 subscribers. It is unbelievable, sensational, and massively appreciated. I was going to do a video on it across the weekend thanking you, but I just thought it'd be a bit boring, to be honest with you. But if you want to see something like that, do let me know, and I can do a bit of a thank you video and a bit of a talk over about me. But I don't think you want to hear about me, do you? You want to hear about Sam Walker and those sorts of people. So yes, but do let me know your thoughts. Do let me know your favourite biscuits, and if you drink tea. And have a good one.